Envision more, act less to create and get the goals that you want with respect to the area of confidence in your life. So envision more, imagine more, see more, visualize more often, meaning plan ahead before you just jump in and take action. Now, I'm a huge proponent of taking action in any situation. I don't know why I'm playing with toys today. I feel like a swashbuckler, which is acting, right? I'm acting like a swashbuckler or a pirate. So today, our topic is to imagine, use our imaginations, use our mental capabilities to see in advance what it is that we want, what it is that we want to create in the world, especially with respect to our confidence goals. If we practice ahead of time, there's lots of different names for it, but basically practicing ahead of time, imagining yourself in a different situation or scenario, and seeing yourself perform the way you want to in that scenario. I do that a lot when I'm doing speeches or presentations. I will practice, and in addition to physically practicing that presentation, I will actually, in my mind, run through the presentation over and over and over again, imagining myself doing it. And that is actually just as powerful, if not more powerful, in getting me the result that I want than actually practicing it over and over and over again. I seem to be able to practice in my mind and remember more, better, faster, and easier, and appreciate the feelings of having done it successfully than if I actually go through my entire presentation over and over and over again. Our action item today is to find one way to envision more before you act. So before you take an action, before you make a decision and just jump right in with both feet, take a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, whatever it takes for you, and imagine the possible outcomes or the possible consequences of that thing, that action. And the action might be a comment, it might be a joke, it might be a compliment, it might be some other interaction with another human being. It might be to study something, read something, learn something, do something, take a course, do a speech, partner with someone, whatever it might be. Before you jump in and do that thing or take action toward that thing, before you pick up the phone and make that phone call, imagine yourself making that phone call successfully. Imagine yourself having that conversation and having it go exactly the way you want it to, and getting the result that you intend when you start the conversation in the first place. So what are some ways we can do that? I have a bunch of different strategies that I use. I'm just going to share a couple of my personal ones in the hopes that that will be helpful for you. When I want to jump in and do something or say something, I will count to 10 or count to 3 or count to 5 in my head and take a couple of deep breaths before I say the thing I want to say, especially if it's something that might hurt somebody's feelings. I'm going to probably at least count to 10, maybe even 100, or maybe take a pause before I actually do that thing, because I want to think about what are the consequences if I give this person this feedback, or how can I give this feedback in a way that the person's more likely to receive it in the manner in which I intend it. Because I always intend my feedback and my comments and my commentary to help the other person, not to hurt the other person. I'll close my eyes and actually have mental pictures in my mind of the thing that I'm going to do. If I don't, okay, confession, I do not do that for my videos in the morning, right? I just hop on and I do them. Early on, I probably did it. I probably took a couple of seconds and imagined myself delivering my videos perfectly. And I've long since given up thinking my videos are ever going to be perfect. And I just close my eyes or I take deep breaths and go. I don't close my eyes and take deep breaths anymore. I just start my videos. Sometimes I trip over my introduction. Sometimes they're awful. But overall, I'm working toward continually improving them. I will have a change of scenery. Sometimes in order to envision or to take a pause or to give myself some time before I act, I will actually leave the situation. I'll go to a different room. I'll go outdoors. Outdoors is one of my favorite things to do. Going for a walk. I'll go for a walk to think about and practice in my mind and envision in my mind the action I'm going to take and the possible consequences or results of that, right? I think of consequences as kind of negative and results as positive. That's just my definition. Maybe you think consequences have a positive connotation and results might have a negative one. I don't know, but I like to define things so that they turn out in my favor. So when it comes to success or love or beauty or anything. I like to define the things so that I can experience the things I want to feel a lot and not experience the things I don't want to feel hardly at all. I make it really hard for me to feel like I failed. I don't even know what it would take for me to fail nowadays, because I've made it almost impossible for me to fail. The only way I can fail is if I never learn a single thing from anything I've ever done, or if I quit, or I guess if I die. That's not a failure. It's just the end. I will look out a window. If I can't go for a walk, if I can't get myself out of the situation, I'll just take a deep breath and look out the window for a second and quit, because our mind is super duper sonic fast. It's faster than any computer in creation, or that will probably ever be created. We can actually subconsciously and consciously run through an entire scenario in like seconds. I will find some way to be around water. Even if I have to go in the bathroom and turn on the water for a minute and wash my hands, water for me is very therapeutic. Anything that's natural. I'll grab a rock. I don't have one right here. I usually have rocks all around me. I have a whole bundle there. But I'll grab a rock and hold on to a rock. Why? Because things from nature calm me, soothe me, and get me more engaged in nature. And the more, that's another one on my list, is engage with nature, to give myself a pause to think before I act. Because I've learned through past experience that a lot of times when I act before I think, I go down the wrong road, or a road that isn't right for me. So, action item today: share one way that you will envision before you act today. Or envision before you act, and then share how it went for you, the results or the ahas that you got from that. I've got a whole visualize do type list, so I can write down as I go about my day, envisioning how I want things to be. I guess I could have practiced that already this morning, but I didn't. But now I know that I could have, and I should have, and I will in the future. All right. Any questions, hit me up. There's a little write-up in Guide 17 of the Get Up and Go Challenge private Facebook group page if you want a little bit more on this topic, or you can always ask me, right? Envision asking me, getting the answer you need, and it going super duper well, because I'm always delighted to talk to you. So just ask. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.